Alright folks, welcome to another beer review, and it's that time of the year. We've got a can of Sierra Nevada Celebration Fresh Hop IPA, clocking in at 6.8% ABV. Picked up 2 cans of this from Trembling Madness. It's become a bit of an annual thing now. It's my favourite Sierra Nevada beer, and yeah, I just really enjoy this. And of course, I don't think the beer recipe changes from year to year, but yeah, it's just one of my all-time favorites, and gotta put a review in. I think I've got one other Christmas beer to upload, and then I've got the Hoppy Christmas from Brewdog to do, and then that's the Christmas beers done for this year. Not really gone all out, not that I do anyway, but yeah, so playing a bit of catch up, recording this on the 21st of December, so I've not got long to get this uploaded and ready, so I'll probably upload this for Christmas Day. If so, Merry Christmas. Yeah, anyway, let's move swiftly on. I think this glass is clean. So yeah, got one for review and then one to enjoy on Christmas Day. Picked up a couple of Sierra Nevada beers actually. I had intended on doing a Sierra Nevada haul from the UK website, which I might do after Christmas, because the web shop for Sierra Nevada looks a little bit bare at the moment, which you can imagine it would be. But anyway, got a lot of time and love for this beer. Look at the beautiful ruby red look to it. Almost has like a cranberry raspberry juice sort of vibe. Excuse me, nearly fucking threw the beer away then. 1.5 fingers worth of a nice, sort of like slightly off-white head. Nice compact bubbles. I've reviewed this a few times over the last few years. Not too sure how different the reviews are going to be, but if you're interested, I'll try and remember to put a link down below to each other year's release of this beer. I won't go into the story of when I first had it, but it wasn't fresh. It was like in May, if I remember correctly, and it was in a bottle when I was in Germany, and ever since then, just chef's kiss. Got a lot of love, Sierra Nevada. And yeah, do you know what, I've not had Torpedo for a while, so I might pick up a few cans of that when I do my order. Anyway, beautiful colour. Let's see what we get on the nose. It's got a soft sort of what's the word, marmalade aroma to it. Gentle sweetness. It's a little bit of earthiness there. You get that piney spruce element, like mixed berries almost. I mean, it's not like in your face, but it's got a really welcoming aroma. It just smells really good, really appetizing and inviting. So let's give it a taste. Cheers, everyone. It's that bitterness on the back end for me. Nice crisp mouthfeel. The flavour on the back end actually continues to develop on the palate. You get initially a sharp, like not sharp, but a hit of bitterness. Very sort of like unsweetened grapefruit-like bitterness. But then it mellows and then intensifies at the same time. There's just this sort of like slight spiced element to it. I'm not sure if it changes year from year, if there are slight tweaks to the recipe, or if it's just a set in stone recipe. But of course, you know, you can brew a beer year upon year with the same hop build. But of course, you know, the hops can change. You know, a harvest, that same harvest from that same location, depending on what's going on, you know, in terms of weather and climate and changes like that, you know, it is gonna change. And of course, with it being a fresh hop IPA, it's very, very leafy. So I think it does, maybe it does slightly vary. You can, considering that I go on about this beer whenever I have it, you'd think I'd do just a small modicum of research, but I live for the moment anyway. Yep, quite piney, resiny. There's a little bit of a citrusy acidity to it, but it's very, very subtle. It's got the right amount of sweetness. The malt bill, you can definitely taste. It's got a slightly malty flavour. But it all works harmoniously. And yeah, it makes perfect sense for this to be released when it is, because there's quite a winter, like, spiced character to it. Obviously without it having like those like spices thrown in, because how many generic Christmas ales are there where it's, oh, we've put clove, we've put this, we've put that, cinnamon, and it's just boring a lot of the time. Whereas this is just so mega, really easy drinking. Obviously, like hazier IPAs of this ABV hide the actual alcohol a lot more. You can taste it in this. You can taste that it's, you know, a higher ABV IPA without any sort of like boozy harshness. And there is that sort of like berry character in there as well, coming through from that hop or the selection of hops. Like a slight conserve that's not really sweet. But yeah, the earthiness, it's well rounded. A little bit of a slight spiced note to it as well. It's just such a satisfying, like classic tasting IPA at the end of the day. And as long as it's still being produced and it's available, I'll certainly try my best to pick up cans of this at this time of the year. If there's still any available, if I do make an order from the Sierra Nevada web shop. I've seen a nice t-shirt on there which I might buy. Not as many sort of like big bottles at the moment, but you know, that can change in the new year, new shipments and that sort of thing. Some interesting looking IPAs in there as well, and it's a good way to stock up on the classic pale ale and torpedo. But yeah, I love Sierra Nevada, always have. It was that one brewery, along with Brewdog, back in the day, that really got me excited about beer. Coming from, like a lot of people, as a teenager, drinking, you know, lagers with your mates before a night out, drinking lagers while you're on a night out, and then you start getting into the doubles, the shorts. And yeah, I think I started to get into this at the right time. Palate kept developing. But one beer that I go back to whenever I can and is satisfying, especially now you can get the big cans of it in Tesco's, and it's actual, you know, proper stuff. Just Sierra Nevada Pale Ale is just like the quintessential craft beer for me, and it's up there in my top 5. It's up there with the likes of the best beer in the world, Augustina Lager Beer Hell. I've probably made that reference every time I've reviewed Celebration IPA. And it just doesn't disappoint. It really, really doesn't. When I was first smelling this on this review, I was like, it's not really aromatic. I'm sure previous cans and bottles of this have had a little bit more of a pungent aroma. But as soon as you start drinking it, it's that familiarity. Even though it's not brewed all year round or available all year round, when you have it, it's like, yes, this is what it's about. And, you know, the craft beer scene has, you know, come so far. But it's just nice to rein it in and have something that's still special but accessible from a brewery that still, rightfully so, demands the respect of the community and people into this. Just lovely stuff, absolutely banging. And yeah, the perfect beer for Christmas. Well, probably not. You could probably get some really like on point actual festive-y beers that have got, you know, flavours and things like that. Well, my hair's doing my fucking nut in, but and it's not helping me nut on anyone. That was a weird thing to say. Don't know what that actually means. Anyway, serving cunt, as I always do. So yeah, thank you for watching. If I remember, links down below, you can search it on the channel. I think I've reviewed this about 3 or 4 times now, and I will continue to do so because it's one of my all-time favourite beers, and it really actually sort of gets me in the spirit of Christmas, and I might actually be scratching my arse as I'm talking right now. I won't smell my finger on camera though. Definitely won't put it in my mouth, but I'll let your imagination wander there. So yeah, fantastic. If you've tried it, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. I know Mr. Craft Beer Basic has a vendetta against West Coast, but he's, you know, he wears sunglasses and a crown. Much love. Anyway, wonderful beer. Very, very happy. If they brought that out in mini kegs and they're available in the UK, that would be Christmas beer sorted. It really, really would. It is festive-y, but it's still hoppy and it's still an IPA and it just works. And I look forward to many years of drinking this beer at this time of the year. And I'd be interested to actually buy quite a few and then like save it for 6 months, see how that goes. Who knows, maybe, we'll see. Not that beers last that long when I buy them. Anyway, cheers for watching, you all take care, stay safe, and I shall see you later.